As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all played. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change.
Jumping straight into the action, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon the black screen, but Cannonball coming in with the awesome idea, the phenomenal idea of putting videos back there instead of just a boring, nothing screen going on. So massive shout outs to Cannonball for giving me that idea. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it'll be great transitions and the like of being able to take away the overlay when the countdown hits 0 and being able to watch the video as things unfold. I think it'll be awesome. People may get sick of certain videos, but you know, no sound if I'm speaking. Do you have sound? I can see sound. Sound is fine. All right. Raptor Dad, you always get me confused, man. You're always getting me worried about shit being broken and I worry. But today's match, we got a twofer. First, getting started, number 15 taking on Grim Reapers, followed by SPQR against TFS81. So sticking with Diamond League, 4v4 for both of these matches. I'm ready to rock and roll. Hopefully you guys are too. 4v4 Diamond League, it's some of the best and most fun action to be able to watch. Situation, as soon as I can bring up real-time telemetry, is going to look something like this as things load in. So we are again Kutaisi against Tbilisi in the middle areas of the Georgian countryside. Russian border is going to be to the north. We are fighting on the Growling Sidewinder portion of the map. So that is where the mission location is going to be taking place. The pilots participating, number 15 being represented by Raven, Gunny, Killer Dog, and Skinner. 3 16s in Killer Dog in the 14. Then Grim Reapers in their picturesque 4 16s, Coyote 1, Bear, Signore, and Sean B, all in Vipers. So the Vipers are coming in a very big way. 1 Tomcat for Killer Dog for number 15. So number 15 is going to have the range advantage. Flat out. They're going to have it with that 1 F-14. Everyone else is going to be at a pretty similar range disparity. Now let's look at what people are flying and what missiles they're taking. So why is this not updated? Let me try and update this once more. It just looks like the weapons. There we go. They updated that thing. No, they didn't. Why have the weapons not updated for GC? Do they have another pilot? What's going on here? They're blank. And their fuel is not loaded up. I can see weapons on their jets, and the track is playing. Oh dear. No, it's playing. Weird. Is that why? Because I was in the F10 map? I don't know! I don't know why it's not working, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Bear, what's heater count today? Well, I can see on the screens that there's a lot of heaters for Grim Reapers. There's a lot of them. Now, for what reason GRC's showing 0 on the overlay, I don't know. Let's try this one more time. Overlay, refresh. Yeah, it's just showing 0. Very strange. Do they have 5 pilots or something in here? Let's see. No, they all took off together. So I don't know why the weapon count isn't working for these guys, and the fuel count isn't working either. Let me restart the overlay completely and see if that does us any good. So I've restarted it. Is it because the scripts aren't working? I don't know. The overlay. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. The overlay is definitely kind of working because things showed up. But we're just going to turn it off for this round. I'll have to see if I can get it working in the next round. Not sure what's what's going on there. Mission script should be on. Just behaving kind of weird. Behaving very weird. But it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Yeah, Beef says, oh no. You just got to make do with what we got. We still got tac view, so we can still see that. These guys are ingressing. Kataisi against Tbilisi in a primarily F-16 showdown here. Grim Reaper's being led in by Signore, followed by Bear and Coyote. And is there somebody else behind Coyote? No, they're in a fourth ship. Wedge. Or not a wedge, but just echelon. Wedge. So Sean B over there on the left, riding along with Coyote, Bear, and Signore are in front. And then number 15, Killer Dog, in the F-14, trailing behind one of the 16s. Is anybody around him, or is he in the back? Killer Dog's going to be in the back, so everybody else for his team's going to be in the front. Music's too loud. Let's turn that down here a little bit. See if that's any better. These guys are ingressing. Separation between the two teams is 75 miles. Number 15 is the only team with a Tomcat. How have these teams done historically? Let's check that out now. So bring this. How did they do in their previous matchups for 4v4? AIM-54 I just saw come off the F-14 from Killer Dog. That's a long AIM-54. So Grim Reapers won in round 2 over Tactical Fighter Squadron 81. And then in round 1, they lost to 343rd. So they're 1-1 as we see them come into this. Number 15 lost round 1 to Bravo Squadron. And then in round 2, number 15, I think, lost to 343rd. Yeah. So Grim Reapers are 1-1 in Diamond League 4v4. And number 15 is 0-2. So that's how we stack up right now. Bear taking 4 AIM-9s. 4 of them. Look at this. 3 of them. Not 4 of them. 3 of them. So Bear does not trust the AIM-120 in its current state. And honestly, I don't know that I would either. But AIM-54 out from Killer Dog. That was a long AIM-54. And I don't know that he's high enough to be able to make this worth it. I mean, here's the missile. And you can see it's at 800 knots already. So this is just a wasted missile. I mean, he wasn't high enough to be able to have this take advantage of anything. Is it a Mark 60? Yes. I mean, and the missiles can do rather well, but he just wasn't high enough, didn't give the missile a good enough opportunity to do what it needed to do. Too low, under Mach 1, I think, when he launched that. Don't quote me on that. I think he was under Mach 1 when that missile came off. But just a wasted Phoenix. So he's got 5 left and 2 AIM-9s. Aerospace Professional says, yep, ultra-long Phoenix might bring this, but even at XX miles, the impact would be YY miles, and you can see 40 nautical miles and might react to... What? What? The Phoenix it can be very deadly from 60 miles plus. It's a great missile, even from that range. The problem becomes if you don't launch it within proper procedure and give it the best opportunity that it can have to get to its target, it's just a waste. Raptor Dad says, kinematics, bro. And that's exactly right. So Bear now has a missile coming in on him. Bear in the F-16, defending, diving away. He's jettisoned that wing tank, or the center line tank already. You can see the 120s closing in on his jet. He's got 2. 1 from Raven and I think 1 from Skinner. He's at Mach 1.4, just needs to be careful about not ripping those wings off. He should be okay. Missile's already down to under Mach 1.5, and the AIM-54 is still cruising at Mach 0.7. AIM-120 down here to the south is going to be coming in on Signore. Let's check out to see if he's going to be okay. Here's Signore. Missile's going to be on his right. Don't anticipate that being a threat. I think it's already underneath him, and yeah, he does get away from that one, so he is all right. Now Raven, Killer Dog, and Skinner pressing up here to the north onto Bear. Bear driving away from the incoming 3-ship. Here's Bear, and we can see the 3-ship behind him. There's the 120, the closest 120 to Bear, and it's only 1.7 miles back, so no threat to him. Raven's going to be over 10 miles as we don't see him back there. Now Coyote 1 coming in on the flank. Coyote driving low, I think, in onto Skinner. Missile out from Skinner onto Coyote. Missile was launched from 10 miles away. Coyote now getting the missile launch warning. He should be all right getting away from that missile. Bear now defending, putting these guys on split screen. Bear jettisons his wing tanks as he's got a missile coming in from Raven. Coyote already cold, so let's focus on Bear as he drags away at Mach 1.2 from Raven's incoming 120. Now Bear is dragging Raven out of the fight. Everybody's getting very, very separated, which is what you can see on TAC view. Sean now coming in against Gunny. Skinner, I just saw somebody launch a 120. I think it was Sean. Sean launches a 120 from the south. That's going to be on Gunny. Gunny needs to defend in his F-16. Here's Gunny going through defense. He's already jettisoned that center line. Dumping flares, those are going to do nothing against a 120. Probably needs to be cognizant of that, as you may want those as the merge and this fight continues to unfold. If you get into a merge and you don't have flares, well, you're just going to be up shit creek. And without flares, you definitely don't have a battle. Killer Dog now defending against a missile coming in from Signore. Killer Dog in the F-14. He's got 4 Phoenix left. 5 make that, and 2 AIM-9s. 120s at Mach 1.1. That's not going to be factor. Signore rapidly launches another one, which you can see in the TAC view in the upper left corner. That one's going to be chasing him down close. Phoenix, or 120s at 2 miles behind him. Other one's going to get line of sight, but he's banking back into this one. Back into Signore. Signore's within 7 miles and continues to close. Killer Dog, if he makes a right-hand bank turn, which he's doing now, Signore's going to be on his lift vector, and Killer Dog's not going to get a missile warning. He's probably getting it now as he's changed directions, but that's a dangerous 120 coming from him within 3 miles. He needs to try and notch it. He's not doing that. Missiles within a mile. I feel imminent phase smile inbound, half mile. 0.3, 0.2, here it comes. Slams into Killer Dog, and Killer Dog is the first casualty going down for number 15. We're going to pause to see what's going on up here to the north. So up here to the north, taking a look at this view, we've got Gunny, Raven, and Skinner left for number 15. Bear merged with Raven, and Skinner and AIM-9 off from Coyote onto Skinner. So lots of stuff going on here. We're going to take a look at, who is that AIM-9 on? That AIM-9's actually got to be on Coyote, and it's got to be launched from Bear. So I don't know what happened here. Let's take a look at TAC view and see what actually happened. Was that a good shot from Bear onto Skinner? Oh, Bear launched into a merge! That is a no-no. You do not do that. So even if he had Skinner locked up, the AIM-9 has gone for Coyote, and Bear's going to find himself in a 1v2 situation against Skinner and Raven. That is not something that you want to do. Let's look from Bear and Coyote's point of view. So here is Bear looking into the merge, and Coyote's about to get pwned in the dome by a friendly missile. Here we go. Here comes the AIM-9, and goodbye Coyote as Coyote gets taken down. Now moving over and taking a look at Bear. Bear merged with Skinner. He's got Raven up to the north. Raven launches a missile onto Bear. So going to split screen, missile onto Bear. That doesn't track. AIM-9 off of Bear onto Skinner. That doesn't track. So Bear still merged with 2. And I think Sean down to the south was able to dispatch somebody up here to the north. So we're in a 2v1 situation with Bear trying to hold his own against Raven and Skinner. Raven trying to come up over the top. Another AIM-9 off of Bear in too close. Missile doesn't have the needed energy over the winglets to make it work, to be able to turn tight enough. Raven now in the scissor with Bear. Raven may be able to get a gunshot off here if he's able to keep the 6 of Bear. Looks like he's going to. Missile off from Raven. That goes into the ground. Needs to be careful of the ground. Meanwhile, down to the south, we've got Signore coming in from the south, and Bear was actually able to take down Skinner. I didn't see that happen, but missile now coming in onto Raven from the rear. It's a 120, and it takes Raven down. So we missed a couple things going on there as multiple things were unfolding. Coyote says crazy scissor, and indeed it was. Bear was able to take down Skinner. Sean was able to take down Gunny down to the south. We missed that one. And then Signore from on high comes in, takes down Raven as Bear's able to get far away from that incoming friendly missile to make it work. So let's take again a look at TAC view and see what happened there, because I think there was plenty that we missed. So here's the initial opening. 120 out from Signore, tries to outrun. A missile does Killer Dog, and he takes that one into rear end. He's gone. Then we get this merge, 4-man merge. Bear fires into a furball. You don't want to do that. Takes down a friendly. But then does a really good job. He's going to make it up. Does a really good job of not dying in a 2v1. Gunny gets caught with his pants down over here from Sean with the 120. I don't know why he's not doing anything against Sean. I guess he's just flying away. Doesn't realize that Sean's that close. Maybe Sean has his radar off. I don't know. But he gets obliterated by the incoming fence post. And now we're down to the 2v1. Skinner and Raven against Bear. Scissor fight, Bear and Skinner. Lots of aim 9s from way too close. Needed to try and wait for a better shot instead of constantly trying to cash all of the cards in and get the aim 9 shot. Aim 9Ms just don't have the needed G authority to be able to make a maneuver like that close. How did Bear take down Skinner? Oh, it was a maneuver kill. Okay, so that's why we didn't see it. It was a maneuver kill there. Bear able to get him slow enough, I think. No, guns. So it was guns. Hit Skinner, and then he lost all control over his aircraft. And then Raven able to find the 6 of Bear, but not for long enough. Bear able to get the hell out of the way. And a missile launch from Signore forces Raven to defend. And that gives GR, the Grim Reapers, the round 1 win with 3 pilots left. So not bad at all coming from Grim Reapers over number 15. So number 15 not able to get any kills. The only loss from Grim Reapers coming at the hands of their own. And Bear taking down Coyote. So I'm going to take a few minutes, get round 2 set up. I'm going to try and see what is going on. I'm probably going to take a little bit longer break. Well, no, the overlay... No, we're just going to roll with it. We can fix it in the next match. So we're just going to roll with it. Give me 2 minutes. We're going to get the next round set up. Grim Reapers, again, up 1-0 over number 15. All right, boys and girls, we are back in the pit, and I think I corrected the overlay. I loaded the wrong mission on my 3rd instance, so it didn't have the scripts in order to get the overlay working. So we're going to bring that up. It should be working now. Yes, it is. All right, so that overlay is now working. You now see their missiles, fuel, altitude, all that jazz as these guys take off. Writing a letter of motivation, but I have 2% motivation max. Well, then if you write 50 letters, you should be at 100% motivation, right? Isn't that how that works? These guys are interesting. What can these teams do to improve themselves? Well, number 15, I don't know. The long aim 54 shot didn't work. Killer Dog died with 5 Phoenix still on his jet. They allowed Signore to come in from the south and just close. I don't know that they're being aggressive enough here in 4v4. You can't go and sit on your heels like you can sometimes in 6v6, because in 6v6, you've got the numbers, okay? And what I mean by that is that in 6v6, it's really difficult to be aggressive because you can get pressed by so many different directions. the lack of the number of ships in 4v4 opens some avenues, opens some doors, if you will, to be more aggressive, because you don't have as many jets coming in from different angles in a line from your opposition as you do in 6v6. But on the flip side of that, you don't have as many angles to defend either. So your biggest defense in 4v4, in my opinion, is aggression and offense. If you're defensive, an aggressive team is just going to continually push you back. And unfortunately, in air-to-air combat, especially with missiles, when you're on the defensive, if they continually launch on you, you never have an opportunity to recommit. There's a lot of flat land in this location, Kataisi to Tbilisi. This whole area here in the middle, right here, is all flat. And because of that, it's very difficult if the fight takes place over that terrain to disappear. Now, if the fight takes place over here, you've got some foothills and you can make some stuff happen. But in here, there's not a lot of opportunity to disappear. And if you continually get launched on, well, you're going to have a bad time, because recommitting into a hot launching contact most of the time means you're going to die. Do you have restrictions what you can use for these matches? In this, no. Well, yes. They can't take an AIM-9X, and you can't use any ground weapons or nukes. So there's that. Other than that, you can take whatever you want. Now, AIM-54 being fired again by Killer Dog, and that is a long, long missile. So will this work again? He launches it from 25,000 feet under Mach 1. That is not an ideal condition for an AIM-54 launch. And you can see it's already off a boost, 37,000 feet, already about to come under Mach 3. Just wondering why so many F-16s. A lot of people like flying the F-16, so I can't really blame them. I like flying the F-16. It is my favorite. It's just what people like to fly. So there's no restrictions. It is what it is. People like it. Seemed to work for GR in the last round. We'll see how it works out here in this round. But back to what the discussion. I think if number 15 is able to better utilize their Tomcat especially, and continually launch on 1 to 2 contacts, even if he launches all 6 Phoenix at medium to close range on one contact of keep him defensive, and then allows one of his other companions to close, though that is 6 missiles used well, because you got a kill out of it. And if they can get up 4 to 3, well, now we may see the dominoes start to fall in their favor this time. But you've got to use their missiles. There were far too many missiles remaining on the jets for number 15, and I'm really worried that that's going to be a pattern here for their side. So that's what they've got to do. Grim Reaper's biggest thing, don't kill themselves. Don't shoot yourselves, and don't fire into furballs. Just don't do it. Don't do it. We saw in the last round why you don't do that is because the missile, even though you launch it, looking at an enemy contact, may find a friendly. When it finds a friendly, most of the time, that's a bad time. No data link, which hurts in competition. F-16s equal lots of... Oh, why? What about F-15? We do see F-15s, just not as much because you don't have data link. And SA, as Raptor Dad has pointed out, is a big deal. It is a big, big deal. Baron Coyote now, flying away from incoming 120s. Now, in this situation, number 15 has got to keep pressing. Don't allow your opposition to recommit. Don't do it. All right, Bear now recommitting. Back in, onto Skinner and Raven. He's in low. 5,000 feet, 630 knots, coming in on Skinner and Raven. Just saw a missile out from Sean B. Now Sean is at 12,000 feet, launched that from 7 miles. That is a dangerous shot. That is a very dangerous shot, and that missile's coming in on Gunny. Gunny needs to get his energy up. Missile coming in on a Gunny, still tracking him, I think. Where's the missile? Somewhere. No, it went into the ground. I don't see it. There it is. So it detonated within a mile or two of Gunny, but the situation may be opening up in a 3v4 situation as Gunny, and well, actually a 2v1. up here to the north. Gunny gets a 120 up, but he's flying headlong into a 120 that he didn't see and gets obliterated. Now, Gunny did get that missile off onto Signore. Signore now having to defend. So missile got off from Gunny onto Signore. Missile from Signore was coming in onto Sean, and Signore gets taken down from the grave by Gunny. So he goes down. Great from the grave shot. Bear flips over and goes into the ground there. That's not something you want to see. 2 mistakes coming from Bear ground. And now, well, fratricide and now the ground. We're down to a 3v2. Coyote and Sean up against Raven, Skinner, and Killer Dog. So Coyote, he's got 3, 5, 6 left on his jet. Launches onto Killer Dog in the F-14. 120 in onto Killer Dog. Killer Dog is low, driving away from that missile. Now up to the north, we've got Raven coming in on Sean. Sean needs to be careful. Sean's not defending really at all. He's in the slight bank turn, and I don't know that he's going to get a missile warning doing that with the RWR over his lift vector, and the missile's closing. 0.3 just barely misses him, but it's allowed another missile to come off from Raven. And as that one tracking flies over his head, so he's able to get away from that one, and he's going to live, at least for the time being. So Sean B's still alive. Coyote now recommitting, and Skinner is head on with Killer Dog. So here's Skinner head on with Killer Dog. Coyote launches at 120 up onto Skinner. Skinner doesn't launch. That's just a weird. Why is he chasing down Killer Dog? There's a 120 coming in onto Skinner. There's the 120. He launches onto Killer Dog. No! So to equalize the friendly kill side, Killer Dog gets taken down by a friendly. And we've actually got a merge coming up here to the north of Sean B and Raven. Sean took a hit, but it doesn't look like it caused any damage. So merge between Sean and Raven. Raven again finding himself in a furball. Coyote and Skinner nowhere to be found. Raven, does Raven have any missiles left? No, so Raven's guns only. Does Sean have anything? Sean's got 3. But Sean's in a really bad place here, trying to run away from Raven. Raven slowly closing. You can hear the M61 20 mil flying and detonating around Sean's jet. He's still alive, hasn't taken any hits yet. Coyote now coming in from the south onto Raven. And you can see him coming in. Now Coyote's part of the merge. So Coyote now part of the merge. It's a 2v1. No, it's a 2v2. So Coyote able to take down, well, Killer Dog just went down. I didn't see it. Killer Dog just went down, and now we've got a 2v1. An M61 coming out from Raven, still on to Sean B, and I'm worried Raven's going to run out of gun ammo. So Coyote's about 3 miles back from Raven. Coyote's already dispatched Skinner. Now trying to run down Raven. He's got plenty of missiles left. Raven breaking away now. Possible AIM-9 shot imminent from Coyote. There goes the AIM-9. Is this closing out too? It is. So Coyote able to close this out in 2 rounds. Taking down Skinner and Raven to close out round 2. Give Grim Reapers the round 2 victory and the match overall victory over number 15. Now what happened to Skinner? Is it a guns kill? No, it was an AIM-9 kill. All right, so Coyote took down Skinner with a head-on AIM-9 and then went to work on Raven, who finds himself sandwiched between Sean and Coyote. And 2v1's rough, especially when they're this close and you can't disappear, and even more so when your enemy contact is armed with missiles. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't a guns fight. It wasn't really a fair fight, But air combat, you don't want a fair fight. You don't want to take the fair fights. You want to take the uneven fights where you've got everything in your favor and the odds are stacked in your favor where you're going to come out with the win. So Coyote and Sean able to take it, close out round 2, giving Grim Reapers the round 2 victory over number 15. That means we are moving on to match 2 of the day. SPQR against TFS81. I'm going to take a little bit of... Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, here in match 2, SPQR against TFS81. How's this one going to go? I don't know. And again, SPQR, I think the issue here was that I don't have, and I need to get them, I need to check with Banana. You guys were using a different name for your liveries, and I don't have them. So that's the issue here. There's no broken textures. I will look at those immediately after this match and see if I can get those fixed. Let's fix the overlay, update it, so we can get all that information. There we go. So who is flying today? Well, SPQR is being represented by the Moose Marauder, Alpha Gator, Praetorian, and Assassin. Meanwhile, TFS81 has 5 aircraft right now, but they're only going to use 4, probably just in case somebody disconnects. Colonel Ebby, Skywalker, Captain Sloth, Banana, and Austin Wandard and Jester. So Austin must be the pilot, and Jester is the Rio because Rio's lives matter. We changed the skim name. I think that was the issue. Yeah, Praetorian, that was definitely the issue. I'm going to make sure that I've got the updated files for you guys immediately following this match, just so that everything is good to go. So that's how everything should go down. Those are the guys that are flying today. Let's take a look and see how both teams have done in the past. Again, this is Diamond League 4v4. SPQR lost to TAW in match 1. And then in match 2, SPQR, where are they? For 4v4. Lost to Harpia. So SPQR is 0-2, and I think TFS81 is also 0-2. So this is a battle of the win list right now, and this is a big match for both teams. You don't want to stay winless. And you want to get out of that as long as possible, or as quickly as possible, not as long as possible, as quickly as possible. So this is a huge match for both teams. Huge. If you can get out of this, you're going to have a much better ability to go with the season going forward. Sounds like the teams are taking off. Indeed, they are. Praetorian and the Moose Marauder departing here for I got the hiccups. For SPQR. Tactical Fighter Squadron, or TFS81, is being led off by Captain Sloth and Colonel Ebby, followed by Austin with Jester as his Rio and Skywalker. So these guys are all departing. One F-14 again in this 4v4 matchup. Is Alpha Gator gonna be able to be a bit more effective than what we saw from Killer Dog in round 1? Or in match 1, excuse me. We hard teams are for you did, Praetorian. You had very difficult teams in round 1 and 2. You just got the short end of the stick. You didn't have any luck in your opening draws. So these guys are taking off. Assassin from SPQR, followed by Alpha Gator. Now Alpha Gator's pretty effective in the F-14. I don't know about Austin and Jester. I'm not sure. I don't know how that's going to go. I've never really seen them fly. I don't know if Jester is the AI Rio or a person named Jester. I don't know how that's going to go. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's not. Not entirely sure. But these guys are ingressing. Mission location for this matchup is Kataisi against Nelchik. having to address something here real quick while we're going through the ingress. Actually, while we're ingressing, let's take a quick look at the supercut for this matchup. So we're going to allow these guys to ingress. They got a little bit of ways to go. Let's take a minute and check out the supercut for this match and see the work that Alpha Whiskey put in. Excellent work, as always, by Alpha Whiskey. And why is Assassin showing his dead? Because he is dead. Why is Assassin dead? So, 2 guys died. Austin in the F-14 died, and Assassin died. For what reason, I don't know. But instead of this being a 4v4, it is now a 3v3. Fix the overlay. Now we should be getting correct information from all of the jets. TFS81 did have 5 pilots initially, and I don't think that was a problem. Just had 5 pilots to try and get away from somebody disconnected. Look at all the 120s coming from TFS81. That is a lot. A lot. I mean, just shit tons of AIM 120s inbound for SPQR, and it is a 3v3. So one's probably going to be on Moose Marauder. Here is Moose Marauder going into the canyons, defending. Another one's probably going to be on Praetorian. Praetorian's going to be further west, northwest. Here's Praetorian. Praetorian's at a bit of an altitude, 27,000 feet, 385 knots. Needs to get down, but it doesn't look like any of the missiles are tracking him. Moose Marauder has line of sighted, I think, all of them, at least one of them, and I don't see any missiles still tracking him. So that was 6 missiles launched by TFS81, and I don't see any of those as being effective on any of their targets. And he's getting a missile warning from somebody, Moose Marauder is, as he dumps a bunch of chaff coming back over the hill. This does give a missile the ability to pick him back up, so I'm a little worried about that situation. Alpha Gator now launching an AIM-54. That's going to be coming in onto Skywalker. Skywalker is high. There's the AIM-54, 3 miles away, just coming off boost stage, 1.5 miles. Missile's going to be well over Mach 3, and goodbye Skywalker as it obliterates and flies through his jet. Wings are gone, pieces all over. Not a good state for an aircraft to be in. An Alpha Gator showing who's boss in the F-14. So many AIM-120s launched from TFS81, but all it took was one AIM-54 by my man Alpha Gator to take somebody down, and the Mark 60 shows why it should be feared on the battlefield. 1 missile, 1 kill. 3 still remaining for SPQR, 2 now for TFS81. Colonel Ebby and Captain Sloth. Let's ride along with both of them. Here is Colonel Ebby, and now we're going to put one on Captain Sloth. Here is Captain Sloth, both in F-18s. Captain Sloth, I think, had 10 missiles, 6 AMRAAMs, and 6 AIM-9s. Captain Ebby looks like he's taken a similar, maybe 10 AMRAAMs. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was 10. So now multiple 120s out from Captain Sloth and Colonel Ebby. Alpha Gator now picking up, launching another AIM-54 off of his jet. Here is Alpha Gator as he comes in from altitude, 17,000 feet, Mach 0.9, unleashing another AIM-54 down onto Captain Sloth. Captain Sloth with an AIM-54 coming for him. Is he going to be able to line his sight it? Maybe? Yes. So he line his sights that AIM-54. Alpha Gator, meanwhile, driving away from the incoming AMRAAM. He's at Mach 0.9. Shouldn't have a problem. Praetorian and Moose Marauder now trying to make something happen against Captain Sloth and Colonel Ebby. Captain Sloth is going to be the man closest to Moose Marauder and Praetorian. Thinking about recommitting. Captain Sloth is indeed recommitting back in onto Praetorian and Moose Marauder. He's low. Moose Marauder and Praetorian. Praetorian's at 22,000 feet in the JF-17. We can see the SD-10 coming off Praetorian's JF-17. Maybe over Captain Sloth's lift vector. He's getting the missile warning now. SD-10's going to hit him like a freight train. Get into that notch, brother. Does he? No. Captain Sloth is slammed. One aircraft remaining, and it's Colonel Ebby. Colonel Ebby all by himself. SPQR taking him down one after the other. Multiple 120s now out from Colonel Ebby onto Praetorian and Moose Marauder. I don't know where Assassin is. Assassin's dead, so it's a 1v3 in the current form. Moose Marauder, 7,000 feet. Let's see what he's doing. He's in a valley, I think, so here's Moose Marauder on the right. Captain Ebby, or Colonel Ebby, is also in a valley. All three 120s are on Moose Marauder. He's going to be fine getting away from those. Alpha Gator, meanwhile, cruising just above the mountaintops. We're going to put everybody up. So Alpha Gator closer to head on against Colonel Ebby. Colonel Ebby, does he see Alpha Gator? I don't think so. They're over 10 miles apart. And Alpha Gator's probably just line of sighted from Colonel Ebby, which means the radar emitters from Colonel Ebby are not going to see him. So Moose Marauder now trying to drive for Colonel Ebby 6. Moose Marauder, 11,000 feet, 500 knots. Alpha Gator, 10,000 feet, 300 knots. Colonel Ebby, 9,000 feet, 550 knots. Moose Marauder's going to have some juice. Mach 1.5, AIM-54 out from Alpha Gator. Alpha Gator definitely sees Colonel Ebby, and Colonel Ebby's in a really bad position. Colonel Ebby is in a terrible position to defend missiles. He's coming up over this valley. He goes up, 120 goes up with him, and the 120's gonna make it over the hill, just barely, and it follows him and slams into the rear echelon of his aircraft. Colonel Ebby trying to defend. Doesn't make it over the hill, gets taken down. Great attempt to defend, but the missile followed him up and hit him in the rear quarter. Jaster says, real ballistic suppository, it is indeed unlubricated as Colonel Ebby gets taken down, giving SPQR the unblemished victory. We've seen a lot of unopposed victories coming from teams. Yes, Assassin disconnected, but that was not a loss in the hands of the opposition. So SPQR, for most matters, is unblemished in this round one. No losses at the hands of the opponent. Alpha Gator taking down Skywalker, Praetorian taking down Captain Sloth, and Moose Marauder getting the up and over AMRAAM kill on Colonel Ebby, which means we're moving on to round two. Round two. Does TFS81 have it in them to send us to round three, or is it going to be another round similar to round one? Stick around for just a couple minutes. It's going to take me just a bit to get round two set up. We'll be back with more SATAL action in just a bit. SPQR against TFS81. SPQR up 1-0 over TFS81 in a commanding victory there in round one. Unblemished, no losses, with the exception of Assassin dying to the server. Ground undefeated. Server undefeated. It's got the best KD ever. Moving into round two, what can TFS81 do to try and come back on this? Well, TFS81, their biggest thing is don't die to Alpha Gator and the F-14. Just don't do it. And don't lose your initial F-14. Like, losing their F-14 was rough. Losing their longest and biggest stick, the Phoenix carrier, That's an uphill fight, especially when the SPQR didn't lose theirs. So don't lose your Tomcat. I know it was a disconnect, but don't lose your Tomcat. We can see where we shake out. Alpha Gator opened round 1 with the AIM-54 kill on Skywalker. As it facialized him. The unwanted facial is something you never want to see, but it did happen. It's a lot of Hornet noises. Let's listen to the Tomcat's overwhelming sound of awesomeness. Just Puna, what planes do we have? We got an F-15 from Assassin who disconnected last round. We got Banana and an F-16. Captain Sloth and an 18. Skywalker and a 14. Alpha Gator and a 14. Moose Marauder and a 16. Assassin and a 15. And Praetorian and a JF-17. Badron, you forgot about the Jeff. There is a Jeff. And Praetorian got a kill with that SD-10 to close out to move into closing out round 1 on Captain Sloth. High to low shot with the SD-10. Bamboozled Captain Sloth, who was slow. Slow to react. Get it? Slow. Yeah, Puna. Assassin's in an F-15. Yep, and he's late to depart for SPQR. You guys can see him on TAC view down here. Late departure for Assassin from SPQR. So that'll be interesting. SPQR coming in a line formation. I guess they may move into like a grinder thing, maybe. Not entirely sure. Yeah, Archer, Moltar jumps. Just how we roll here. Quick shout out to Stixers for the tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. Sorry for getting that late. So Banana leading the way for TFS81, followed closely by Colonel Ebby and Sloth. And then Skywalker is going to be in the back. Moose Marauder and Praetorian leading the way for SPQR, followed by Alpha Gator and Assassin just now departing. ATC ready? Says Jaggy, we don't need any ATC here. We kind of go unorganized airfields. These guys are closing on Bullseye. SPQR suffering no losses at the hands of their opposition in round 1. Yeah, it's been uncontrolled airspace. That was what I was looking for. Just couldn't think of the word. I routinely don't think of the word. Raptor Dad says not quite GS taking off from taxiways, but almost. I mean, you could if you wanted to. Captain Sloth and Colonel Ebby launching long AIM-120s. I mean, long AIM-120s. They both look to be on Moose Marauder. Moose Marauder low in the F-16. Those don't stand a chance at being affected. Eagle with bags, love it, missed it. The F-16, the F-15, excuse me, in this matchup is allowed because the bags were no longer banned. So don't worry about that. Assassin's going to have the bags on. He's going to have plenty of fuel. He's not doing anything mischievous or cheaty. He is doing everything by the book. But Moose Marauder, diving. He's got a couple, come on now. He's got a couple 120s coming for him from Captain Sloth and Colonel Ebby. Praetorian also has one in the JF-17. He's going to be moving away. AIM-54 out from Alpha Gator. Here's that AIM-54 from Alpha Gator. 35,000 feet, 2,800 knots. When you're launching 120 at range before the F-15 launch, F-14 launches an AIM-54, yeah, something wrong with that. It's not quite the right picture. What do numbers under their names mean? Under their names. That's altitude is going to be the number on the left, and speed in Mach is going to be the one on the right. And then under their names on the overlay and the colored bars is missiles, gun ammo, Mach, and altitude. Just give you everything. But missile wants to be a satellite. It is not tracking anyone, flies right by the AIM-54 bus of Skywalker from TFS81, so that's not going to do anything. Did I miss somebody? No, Assassin's just way over there. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? But Assassin's just nowhere to be seen. And now we've got an AIM-54 coming. And this AIM-54, who's it on? Tracking anyone? It was on Moose Marauder. He line of sighted it. So it's going to fly harmlessly into the ground and detonate itself. Boom! Goodbye. So that one's gone. Colonel Ebby being very aggressive, launching a 120. That's going to be on Moose Marauder. Moose Marauder being in low, flies by the 120 from Colonel Ebby. These guys are actually going to pass head on. So can we see him? Is he on the other side of this mountain, so we can't see him? These guys are effectively merged. Colonel Ebby and Moose Marauder merged there. Now Alpha Gator coming back in his F-14. Medium altitude, 16,000 feet, 490 knots. Skywalker has launched an AIM-54 on him. We can see it out there, and Alpha Gator's defending late. Very late. Missiles within 5 miles, and she's cooking at Mach 3. Alpha Gator waited to get an AIM-54 on his own, and I think that was death. Indeed it is. Wings clipped off of Alpha Gator's kitty. He's gone. But did the AIM-54 get off in time? That's going to be on to Captain Sloth. Captain Sloth is slow. Driving away from that AIM-54. There's the AIM-54, 3 miles away. This is going to be a long from the grave shot if it connects. Captain Sloth, 400 knots, and he gets obliterated. Captain Sloth goes down. He's gone. Skywalker now trying to come in his F-14. Doesn't have any Phoenix left. ST-10 out from Praetorian. High to low shot. Praetorian loves those high to low shot, and he rips his wing off. Defensive maneuver trying to make something happen against an incoming ST-10. That doesn't work. And Praetorian's now coming in head on against Banana. And while that's going on, Colonel Ebby trying to launch onto Praetorian, put both these guys on. We'll actually do a tri-view. Put Banana on here as well, so we can see everything that's going on. Colonel Ebby launches onto Praetorian. Praetorian having launched onto Banana. Banana and the F-16 still flying headlong into this missile, and it's an SD-10. It's cooking. I don't think he realizes how fast that's going to be. Half mile. Goodbye, Banana. He gets taken down. So Banana's gone, which means Colonel Ebby is the only one left for TFS81, and he is being rapidly run down by a very fast Assassin. Assassin coming in late, but doesn't look like he's going to come in without something to say. Missile coming in. This thing might as well be a Phoenix. Coming in from up above, half mile. Colonel Ebby, goodbye. Slammed by a 120, and as quickly as this one started, it is now over. Assassin comes in late, but unopposed at 850 knots. Mach 1.5 still. Probably launched that one at closer to Mach 2. Assassin death from above. Let's close this one out with tac view here. So open with the 4v4. Things get started with Skywalker taken down. Alpha Gator with the AIM-54. Doesn't defend. Tries to get the late AIM-54 off. He does. Trades with Captain Sloth, so we're down to a 3v3. Skywalker waits way too long to defend against an ST-10. Rips his wing off. Praetorian gets credit for that kill. Banana then comes in head-on against Praetorian. ST-10 doesn't respect the speed of the ST-10. Gets slammed. Praetorian easily gets away from the 120, and we're down to a 1v3. Colonel Ebby goes into the gangbang and does not come out with his pride intact as the fast thruster Assassin from Mach 1.6, 16,000 feet, takes down Colonel Ebby with the 120, and that's going to be all she wrote, which means we're done for the day. who is showing up for tomorrow's match. After today's match, it is going to be... Notate these real quick. Tomorrow's match is a triple header. Toro Squadron against 18th, OCG against Nemesis, and TAW against Bravo Squadron. So 2 6v6 matches and Silver League 4v4. Gold, Diamond, and Silver are all being represented tomorrow. So we got tons of action going, and then we're going to be off again for a few days, I think. I think the single match on Thursday is probably going to get moved to a different day. Just not sure what day it's going to get moved to, so be aware it's probably going to get moved. Tomorrow's going to be the last day. I got tons of stuff going on this weekend, so just be aware that that's probably not going to be a thing. We're not going to be streaming this weekend, but we will be back next week after tomorrow with much more SATAL action. Just tons more. We're only in round 3. We're not even halfway through the season, ladies and gentlemen. Not even halfway done with how this is going. So today, Grim Reaper's take it against number 15, and then SPQR takes it against number 15, or not number 15, TFS81. Both teams do it very well, obliterating their opposition, and we got much more SATAL action coming tomorrow. Look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow, 1600 Zulu. Until then, stay safe in those virtual skies, and have a good one. See you guys later.